I want to welcome you to InTreegued. I'm so happy that you're joining us as we embark on this new adventure to discover and rediscover what makes forests and woodlands so special to us, and why those who have dedicated their lives to working in these natural systems are so passionate about trees and about forests and their long-term sustainability and presence on the landscape. So every month, we're going to speak with a forest practitioner, forest manager, forest researcher or scientist, or a forest supervisor or director, and we're going to hear directly from them. Our goal is to help you learn more about forests from those that are working in it day in and day out. To hear their stories, their passions, their challenges, as we, as a species and as a society, transition into uncharted waters with the effects of climate change and changing environmental conditions being realized, with forest health problems and larger disturbances and an overall lack of management on our forests that create challenges to those that are working in the forest. But this series isn't going to be all doom and gloom, right? It's going to be what gets you excited about forestry, right? What sparks that curiosity, and why you want to share that with others. The importance of our forests can't be underestimated. We depend on forests for so many things. Besides providing habitat for wildlife and livelihoods for humans, forests protect our water, they prevent soil erosion, they capture carbon dioxide, and produce oxygen. Yet despite our dependence on forests, we tend to take them for granted, underestimating how indispensable they are for every one of us, and so we allow them to deteriorate, lose their natural functions, become infected, or overpowered by invasive plants. But today I want to ask you, how have forests affected your life? Right? We know that forests provide us with so many things, from the shelter that we live in, our houses, our livelihoods, water, food, and even fuel security. All of these activities, these resources, directly or indirectly involve the forests. So if you ever just stop and look around your house or your office, you'll see forest products are a vital part of our way of life. And yet our forests across the country are facing serious challenges. We can't neglect the fact that there are a lot of forest health challenges that we face, again, from those insects and diseases and wildfires. And so, as managers, it's so important that we understand those challenges. We might not like to dwell on them all the time, but to understand them so that we can respond appropriately and hopefully build in some forest health and function into that ecosystem. Because these forest ecosystem, these services provide critical functions for our own welfare. Right? They absorb greenhouse gases. In the tropical forests alone, 250 billion tons of carbon is stored above and below ground in the biomass of these forests and of the trees. They provide clean water for drinking, for bathing, and other household needs. Right? As we mentioned before, they slow the erosion by absorbing water, retaining water in the forest so that it's not releasing directly into the water systems and taking with it sediment and other chemicals that could be harmful to our water systems. Forests serve as a natural buffer to natural disasters, from large episodic precipitation events to flooding. Forests are able to help trap some of that water from directly running off into our water systems. As we know, forests provide so much habitat for wildlife. here in Kentucky, our forest and woodland systems are so important. There are over 120 native tree species here in Kentucky, thousands of other plants and animals and even microorganisms found here in Kentucky. The geography and climate of Kentucky is well suited to host a range of species and meet their diverse needs. And lastly, Kentucky's backdrop is beautiful. We all know that. It provides this scenic backdrop for so many opportunities related to tourism, for recreation such as hiking and camping, wildlife viewing, hunting and fishing opportunities. A healthy forest system is critical to be able to support all of those activities and enhance those activities in the overall enjoyment of forest users such as ourselves. So for me personally, I work in forestry because I care deeply about the overall health of the forest and the function of the forest. And I want to discover new ways to better manage our systems. And not only discover those, but to be able to share those with landowners, with forest practitioners, to help others manage their forests as well, or better manage their forests. As I mentioned, we tend to take our forests for granted. Right? These are invaluable resources. And the more time we spend in these, the more interaction and engagement we have with the forest, it's going to continue to spark more curiosity into the function of the system. We're going to learn how to better manage it. And we're going to become more and more passionate about the efforts that we take to promote the long-term sustainability. And so I'm really excited that you're going to be joining me on this adventure as we meet and have conversations with a whole suite of wonderful folks who work in the forest and hear about their passions, what sparks their curiosity, what intrigues them the most about working in these systems. And the goal is that you'll take some of these stories, these insights, and you'll take them with you, and hopefully that will spark your own curiosity so that you'll get out into the forest and start to look around and realize that this is an important system that functions because of all of these parts working together to help us in our own welfare as a species and as a society. And so again, thanks for joining me, and I can't wait to take you along on this adventure.